so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much.
Hello, all you positive heads out there. Thanks for tuning your beautiful brainwaves into another episode of the Positive Head Podcast, where we are firmly convinced that creating success and happiness is rooted in understanding the ultimate nature of reality and the fact that as human beings, we are all immensely powerful fractals of the one and only source consciousness which creates and animates all things. After years of exploring this awe-inspiring truth on this podcast, I'm super excited to announce that we are now going even deeper down the rabbit hole on the new late-night style consciousness-elevating talk show called Optimistic, which features none other than you, the listeners. Optimistic is taped out of the epic spaceship-esque 8-bedroom property we call the Mystic Manor that myself and the rest of the Optimistic crew now navigate reality from in Venice Beach, California. And you are invited to come experience a Mystic Manor immersion week with us. During your week-long stay, you'll enjoy unique workshops, chef-prepared meals, one-on-one time coaching and consulting with me, and even co-creating magic with me as a guest on both Optimistic and an episode of the Positive Head podcast. When I started this, my aim with these immersive retreats was to facilitate the ultimate spiritual upgrade and tune-up, so to speak, for our guests while providing them with one of the most memorable experiences of their lives. And I'm happy to say that as of this recording, every guest at the end of their trip so far has told me that they have had a profound and transformational experience at the Mystic Manor and that they definitely want to come back. All that being said, we only have a limited number of spots available between now and next July. And as of this recording, about half of those spots are already filled. So if there's any part of you that is screaming, yes, I want to come, I feel like I need to be there, go now and book a slot with me to discuss how we can put our heads together and make it happen at calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. I know for some people there is also that little voice in their head saying, why not? I can't get off work. I can't afford it, and on and on and on. But, really Henry Ford, I think, said it best. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And I'm confident that where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm personally committed to doing everything in my power, including discounts and payment plans, to get you here if it is something that truly feels like a huge yes for you energetically and like you're meant to be here. Once again, the link to book time to discuss with me is calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. That's spelled calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. All one word, of course. And book in some time and look forward to seeing you soon here at the Mystic Manor.
Hello, all you positive heads. On this week's P-Head Posse episode, our guest is positive head listener, Brandon Beecham.
Yay! I made it. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Alexa. This is incredible.
Thank you for being here.
I've so looked forward to this my whole life.
And you're not alone.
No, I'm not alone. We have many other souls. Everyone say hello.
Hello. Hi.
Everyone's like, what was in my cereal this morning? What just happened? We're here at the Mystic Manor, and obviously, this is the first time we've ever been on the microphone together.
It's so exciting.
It's so cool. It's such a beautiful, what's so funny, probably a lot of listeners you don't know, and of course, Alexa having done the P-Head Posse episodes for, a couple years now?
I think it's a year.
Is it only a year?
Oh, wait.
No, it's longer than that.
Maybe. I don't know. Time is so crazy. But
it's more
but I
than
think
a year.
we're like up to, we're almost at 100 episodes. So however long that is.
Yeah, it's
You want to try?
yeah, well that would be even Fridays of that would be 2 years worth of Fridays right there.
Yeah.
So more than a year.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're at the Mystic Manor together, where time and space have no power here. So you excuse her lack of math ability. Yeah, this is cool because you started. So for those of you who don't know, the backstory is pretty cool. You came to me years ago and suggested doing the P-Head Posse episodes on Fridays, and I thought it was a wonderful idea and just felt the intuitive hit. Yes, yes, yes. You took the reins. You've done an amazing job, and you're still filling in when we don't have these Fridays here at the Mystic Manor with guests.
Yeah.
And so
well, actually, can I just say that the way I remember it is that I had so I was helping out with social media a little bit in the background, right?
That's right.
And then I remember getting into and I was kind of at this point in my life where like I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I quit the music industry. I was getting really into spirituality. I was having an awakening. I had listened to Positive Head. That's why I decided to do the internship and like help out with social media. But I remember I was like, I really wanted to start a podcast too, but I didn't know how. And anyway, I remember I was in the shower one day and it was like, I was thinking about how cool the listeners of this podcast are and how all the amazing stories I was hearing about them and in the group and all of that. And then it was just like, there should be a podcast series about the listeners, like themselves. And I think I pitched it to you. I think I said, hey, even if we just did like one a month, I think that would be really cool. And I don't remember if I said me or you, or like it was just, I just want someone to do it. And I just remember you were like, yeah, cool. So why don't you just do every Friday? And I was like,
what just happened?
Sure. And I felt like it was just this, this thing that was like I received it and I shared it with you and you just were like, yes. And that started everything, like just giving me permission to do that. I just remember thinking like, wow, this is way more than I bargained for in the best way ever.
Right.
And through doing that through doing that series is how I met Ambrosia, which...
Say hi, Ambrosia.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
And, we linked up on there and she reached out to me saying, hey, I heard you say on these P-Head Posse episodes that, if you have a cool story to share, email. And I'm the girl who Brandon read my story like last year about my daughter who's the reincarnated soul of my grandmother.
Oh, yeah. I remember that now.
Yeah. And I remember hearing that story and I was also getting into the shower. Showers.
The shower's a magical place
for me. And I was also getting into the shower and I remember being like, that is the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. It like gave me chills. I've always remembered it. And when she said she was that person, I got so excited to talk to her. And and ever since we linked up, that's been magic.
Inner Bloom has bloomed from there. Yeah. The Inner Bloom podcast. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it, and if you haven't, what is wrong with you? Get over and listen, check it out. This is super cool. And we didn't actually meet in person because you're on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. We didn't actually meet in person until...
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I tell you how many people I talk to at the end of the interview? They go, and listen, please give Brandon the biggest hug. And I go, yeah, well...
I'll do that when I meet him.
Sure, yeah, I still haven't even met the guy. And they're like, are you kidding me? I thought you're there with him. I thought you're on the West. I'm like, no, I'm on the East Coast. So many people have this perception that we're like, I'm here with you, which would be amazing, but not at this
You are right in this only moment that exists now, but
But people are shocked to know that we haven't met until just a few months ago. And actually, because of you, just one other thing I want to mention is that I joined the Burning Man camp that you helped start.
Intergalactic Sasquatch Village.
Yeah, and that was such a gift as well. I met so many like soul family there, and everyone there also was like, you still haven't met him? Like Tyler's like, you haven't met him? I don't understand. It's just been, I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity to be a part of this. This has like truly changed my world in so many ways. I cannot even. Sonia Sophia, who's coming today,
just happens to be coming the same week too. It wasn't even a planned thing.
I love that so much.
I know.
That's so
like that's a great synchronicity. So you trained with Sonia Sophia, who's been a co-host on the show over the years many times, and she is flying out from Texas today to be on the live taping of Optimistic tomorrow, the same week that you happen to be here, which just lined up completely, the universe did that one.
Yeah. So I just want to say thank you because like through this vehicle, every good thing in my life has come. Like everything that I love has come.
Aw. Well, I'm so grateful for you. To me at that time, it was like, I loved the idea of like a fan takeover show. And I had ever-growing amounts of things on my plate. So it's like, okay, this actually frees up a day, one extra day that I can focus on some of the other things that I need to focus on without Positive Head being harmed, right? It's still getting... Actually, I like to keep things fresh and new and constantly mixing up what's happening in my own life. And so that, of course, you guys are feeling that ripple. And sometimes people like... the biggest one recently was when I moved into here in the Mystic Manor and Erica started taking over Tuesdays and Thursdays. That was the biggest change that's ever happened, and a lot of people, some people were like, it's like they're so used to the same thing. And me too. That one was a little more nerve wracking than even Fridays. Cause I'm like, okay, well, if, Alexa gets on and starts like telling people to worship Satan or something, I'll probably discontinue this thing. But, I just followed my intuition completely on that. And it's something that I've done so much in my life where I literally just follow my excitement. And, it's like the Mystic Manor. How many places did you shop for to figure out where to host these things? One. I literally saw one listing, talked to one person, and here we are. Same place I lived in before. Wow. I've bought cars that way before. Like, I just am like, I'll just follow that intuitive hit in that moment and then just go with it. And it's worked out so well for me. Like, I got a new car. What did you look at? I decided 2 hours ago to get one, and this one was the closest right next to me at that moment, and I got it.
Yeah.
And I love it. And so, yeah, I suppose that could backfire. But if you are in your highest excitement and, really listening to your gut with something, that's, you can make those snap decisions and continue, moving along with your day. And, when there's plenty more to do, I've had to learn to like make decisions quickly and keep moving. And
I think I just also want to say, I really think that's one of your superpowers because I think that's really hard to do.
It's incredibly hard not to doubt yourself when you are making those rash decisions and intuitively listen to yourself. So
there's a book by Malcolm Gladwell that actually is downstairs called Blink, and it's about this, learning how to tap into that intuitive knowing of knowing the right answer. Like,
does the book have like exercises to follow?
I honestly, I got it like, I don't know, 5+ years ago, easily, maybe 10. And even then, I don't remember if I read the whole thing. I just know that's what it's about. And it was,
I have a friend that talks about a system where if you're debating something, you say 3, 2, 1, go, and you just make a choice and you just do it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's longer than my process of just doing it.
They do that on a Friends episode.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Say that again?
It's on a Friends episode where like Joey's trying to figure out which route to go to on a road trip. And so Phoebe, who's the blonde,
I love it.
All right, we're gonna play this game.
This is a Friends technique.
Yeah,
I love where this is going.
So much can learn from friends. So much.
Always. You can
How to
always
pivot.
learn friends. Yes.
That was my spirituality.
Yeah.
No, like we still to this day watch it on Netflix.
Well, we're, as we tend to do, talking a lot, Alexa, you and I. So why don't we give the microphone for a moment to some of the other lovely guests who are not so used to being on the side of the microphone. Who wants to step up first and share a little bit about their experience in the Mystic Manor so far this week?
I guess I will.
We all looked at you. Introduce yourself.
My name's Amber.
Hi, Amber.
First of all, I will say, what a magical experience, like from start to finish. I mean, last night we had Magic Man here doing insane, like, telekinesis.
You guys got to tell your.
Oh my God.
You guys got to tell your telekinesis
He was
journey.
amazing.
Well, you got to tell the whole journey of you guys doing telekinesis to him showing up.
That's embarrassing, but okay. So
It was
good, yeah.
Okay, so we were doing telekinesis in our room with tinfoil. Alexa shows us this really cool thing that we can do where we gather enough energy to move the tinfoil, right? So
It's like on a pinhead, right?
like on a pinhead. Well-
think of like a gum wrapper.
Yeah.
On
And you're
on
rotating
the
it.
head of a pin, and just kind of smushed on it so that it could spin on top of it.
So what we were actually doing was putting it down in the shape of a bowl on the table and then moving it across the table. So that was cool. It was like another step, right? And then we go downstairs and we're talking for a little bit. And we're like, okay, we're gonna go to bed. And Brandon's like, no, the magician's coming. You can't go to bed yet. He's
So
gonna
shout
be
out
here."
to Chad, my brother from another alien, is like messaging me like, "You guys still up? I'm gonna come by." And you probably heard us talk about him before. And these guys were just about to go to bed. It was pretty late. Like,
Yeah.
Two in the
it was
morning.
really late. Normally we're in bed pretty early, but it seems like Thursday nights are the nights where it gets kind of weird around here and people stay up, and you never know what the cat will drag in. And he ended up coming
And-
after 12, right?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Wait,
Definitely.
you said it was
It was like
2?
2 o'clock.
Was
Yeah,
2
it
that
was
late?
like 2
Wow.
o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. So he came and he freaking levitated glasses. Like, no joke. I am not even kidding.
Flipped them over.
Oh my God, he flipped them over in front of us, just flipped
Without
these
touching
glasses
them.
over. And the embarrassing part was that I was like bragging about like the telekinesis. I was like, I don't know if you know this, sir, but like I can kind of move stuff with my mind, right? And so he said, show me yours and I'll show you mine. So we moved like this little, like this lamp that's hanging like a little bit. I mean, he was very sweet when he said, oh, I see it moving. He didn't see it moving. Nice.
Don't embarrass us.
And then like,
Move earlier.
and then he like flips these glasses over. Like, it was wild.
So they were like sitting up. Like, imagine if you take glasses off and you just set them so the lenses are like facing forward and the arms are resting. The lenses are facing forward and the arms are resting straight out, right? And then they flip where the glass part is facing down and the arms are pointing straight in the air, right?
Yeah,
That's-
that was
Amazing.
Well, and you said he was like shuffling cards without touching them or something?
yeah. I mean,
yeah. The cards would move on top of the other.
Yeah, the last trick.
Card would fly out.
Yeah, the card
Right out of
flipped
the
right
deck.
out.
The last trick, it truly, and I've seen him do a lot of tricks, and I'm just like, there's no sleight of hand when he says, okay, you pick a card, stick it back in the deck. You stick it back in the, one of you did this, picked the card, stuck it back in the deck that he didn't see which card, right?
Yeah.
And then he sets the deck down and stares at it, and it starts spreading itself open, and that card jumps out. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, like
are we?
No, let's talk about when he ripped it in 4, put it in my hand, and I was scared to open my hand.
yeah, that was so
And I
cool.
opened it and yelled at the top of my lungs because it wasn't broken anymore. It's a whole card. I don't understand. It was really amazing. It was
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, I'm so excited to see him again.
Yeah, he's going to come back by tonight. Actually. So
magic.
this is Friday where we record on the show here as part of the day. We're going to all go hiking at Inspiration Point, and it's my favorite day of the week at the Mystic Manor because I actually can stop doing work and play with all of you guys. And so I'm so excited to be able to go explore with you today and continue to co-create magic. Amber, we kind of jumped right into that story. How has your week been, aside from all the magic that happened last night? How has it been for you in general?
Yeah. Well, wow, it's been incredible. It's been a lot of growth. I mean, to be in a place that has so many tools and resources for you to just dive completely into yourself and your own private universe has just been extremely eye-opening for me. Still processing a lot of it. It's been really powerful, but I'm excited to take these tools that I'm learning here and go home and even apply them like day to day in my life. So.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, the intention of this place is really to create a container where it feels like magic is all around you, And I think, Alexa, you pointed it out well. It's like, and it really draws attention to how different life can be if you are in community,
Yeah.
right?
That's been the biggest thing for me
Yeah,
here
do you
personally.
wanna share?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's come through in all of my readings that have been happening here. It's been coming through in my journaling and meditation in every way. It's just been like community, like you need community, because being here in this experience has made me realize like something happens when you're around, first of all, like-minded individuals, but you're also like, you're living with them, you're working with them. There's so much room for creation. There's just something that happens where I actually feel like better. I was noting this morning. I was like, I'm not necessarily, we've been eating really healthy here, right? But we went out and got ice cream last night, for example, right? So I feel better in my body here, and I was thinking about, I'm like, I think that's because I'm not on my phone as much. I'm really talking to people. I'm really feeling seen and heard. I feel like if I want to create something or do something, I can do that here. And for me, I'm realizing like, this is what I need in my life in this next step. Like this is my next level. So,
yes, and more please, as Pia would say.
Yeah. So I mean,
That's how you describe Burning Man to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like leaving Burning Man, because of that community.
Yeah.
That's why I want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've like really created something like that here, which is really exciting and amazing, and honored to.
And I love to see the way the people that randomly end up together. It's like, you know, like, yeah.
I keep saying the whole time, I'm like, Monique was a gift. We had no idea Monique was coming, but like her flavor and her spice and her personality and energy.
Spice is the key word.
A gift.
Yeah. Monique's our spirit guide.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I try. Everybody to embrace their inner self and love themselves.
Now, if you guys remember Emmanuel and Juan from a few weeks ago, the Twinspiration. This is like the next extension.
On the third wheel.
Yeah.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Monique. And the only thing I really have to say is I'm so grateful because it has been truly an amazing experience. I guess you could call me a newbie, because it felt like this was always something for me, but I just never pursued it. And being able to be a part of this and learn so much and be able to come into my own and learn more of myself, and being able to have so many people around me to relate to and to help me through this process and this new journey that I'm beginning is like really a blessing. And I want to thank you for creating this, because if it wasn't like for you and then my brother-in-law like listening to you and stuff, we would have never had this opportunity. And like she said, like everyone comes for a reason, and like we all have like a underlying like similar, start trusting yourself and stop second guessing yourself, because it's really all down to knowing what you truly want and just going for it and stop being so scared. And
Right.
I'm really appreciative, and I'm ready to learn like so much more, and like this is the beginning.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yay.
You have such the same. It's so funny, like, you know, when you see partners that are together and you're like, oh my gosh, you guys are like hatched from the same egg. Like, if you guys knew her partner like I do, like, oh my God, like, of course you're together. Like, you.
No, and you know what? It feels so good to hear you say that, because sometimes, you know, you have your like worries and like your like speculations, like, am I really supposed to be with him? But then it's like, of course, duh. Like, it feels so right. Like, why aren't we supposed to? We're supposed to bump heads, and then we're supposed to get over it and fix it. That's it. Like, you know? So, feels good. Feels good to hear people say that. Like, it's like reassurance for me. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So,
Well,
thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for showing up.
Hi guys, I'm Sheena. So I actually know Alexa and Ambi a little bit already. I listen to Inner Bloom, and I'm part of some of their small groups. And I went to a retreat earlier this year on my birthday with them, and it was the best. And it's like all I could think about after that, because being from the South, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. They don't get this kind of stuff, and like my family and my in-laws and stuff don't get this. And so whenever I talk about it or they want to know more, it's very much like, let's talk about like Christianity and how we can, like,
Mr. Jesus.
get you with that path. And it's like, I love you guys, I respect your opinion, but like I really wanted to come here to have community and have like-minded people and be in a magical space, because I I haven't really had that before. And I mean, there are places you can go in Georgia, but I just haven't felt like that true connection.
It's like the support.
Yeah, like I do with Ambi and Alexa. Like, they really have changed my spiritual growth, and I kind of just started off on my own, like reading as much as I can, listening to podcasts and stuff, but now having people that I know to talk about this stuff with is just so big, and it like keeps me going. And like the reading I did with Leah this week was just so much information, and you're just like, holy crap, like how is this even possible? The telekinesis stuff, and
that was
like Ambi's going.
Sheena was really good at the telekinesis too.
She was the best.
We did this one where we were standing it up straight, like a piece of tinfoil stood up vertically, and we were trying to push it over, and all of us were practicing by like kind of getting a little wind going just to get the sensation. But Sheena would like put her hand in front of it and just go like this, and all of a sudden I go like down.
Yeah.
It really looked like you were like a superhero. Seriously.
I felt like a superhero. Like Doctor Strange or something.
No, as soon as I did it once, and I was so happy Mia got it on camera, I was like, "You see that? You see that? I'm so amazed! Like I did that."
Yeah, that was awesome. That was so cool. Yeah, we have lots of video that we'll post on Facebook and stuff like that of everybody being superhuman. So.
Yeah, but it's been a really cool experience, and I mean, it's true. Like a lot of people say, the first day, or like the first real day that you are doing the workshops and stuff that we did with Samantha, it's the heaviest day, because you work through a lot of stuff and you process through a lot of stuff, and things come through that you didn't even know was buried deep down in there. And but it's been good, and like it helped all of us trust each other and like bond, and I really appreciate that. And I think they were saying this was the first all women's group, which I really appreciated. Because
there has been
Since Samantha has been here.
Yeah, since Samantha.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, but like for me personally, I think it just would have been a different energy, and like I need to tune in more to that feminine energy, because I think I'm more masculine in my day to day. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, well, what's so cool about it is like, you're going to attract the scenario that's perfect for you, and so of course you did.
Yeah, this was really perfect. I can't even I wouldn't want to change anything at all.
Aww.
Like, this was amazing, an amazing group, amazing people, like.
And the only thing about it is recording on Fridays. I really wish if it's perfect, but it would be really great to also record on Sundays, because today is such a full day and tomorrow is such a full day.
Yeah, true.
So it would be really interesting to ever have someone's full week experience. We haven't ever recorded that. On Fridays you get like, hey, we're in the middle of it,
But we'll give you a review on Inner Bloom.
That's true, right? Exactly. There you go. Exactly. Inner Bloom review. Yeah, maybe you can bring them all on.
I feel like no matter how long you're here, it's always something new. It's always growth. It's just, I feel like this is perfect, because it's like the beginning of magic and magical like growth, and there's just more to learn and more, and it's just basically just more stories to tell.
Well, even with like the it was so fun you guys doing that no one's come before and said, oh, we're going to work on telekinesis while we're here. That was a new thing. And then him showing up and saying, hey, let me show you a whole next level of that. Right?
Really?
It's just the universe creating a container to sort of suspend disbelief long enough to show you how malleable this reality is. That's really, it's like, hey guys, if you've been playing small, that's really, I don't know what's exactly going to happen here from week to week. It's like, it's just creating a container and letting, and you guys that show up are a key part of what's going to happen, because it's like, it's truly getting into the flow. I mean, I'll keep going back to Chad, because I've watched him a lot of times with doing magic tricks. He's even improvising them on the spot. But I know him well enough now too to know he's really trusting his abilities and the flow of like, oh, the universe is going to support. It's like doing the cha-cha, whatever. Like if you stumble this way, you turn it into the cha-cha. You're just like totally learning to flow with what's coming your way, and realizing that there's so much more potential than we've allowed ourselves to let in, and sitting in a small box in the middle of, wherever you live and not connecting with community. I think a big part of our next awakening, this awakening wave, is you're going to see more. Like for me, 2005, I think it's in episode 2, I talk about one of the trivia stories that ever happened to me, where, it's like predicting that I will be involved with like mass community, permanent village infrastructure kind of stuff. And that feels so resonant with me because we're doing it. This is my first little stab at that, but everyone deserves to have this experience. And I think it's a part of, it's who we are as beings, these communal beings that have sort of gotten disconnected from who and what we truly are. We put ourselves in square boxes. Really, we function well in circles. Like we function well in communal gathering hubs, and that's why you have so much depression and things like that. Because think about it, if we're all living like this, how could you be depressed, right? And so
it's also going back to like feeling lonely.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
You're cut off from your brothers and sisters.
Suicide rate is so high because we feel lonely, we feel disconnected, and so when you're in a community like that, you don't feel isolated, you don't feel lonely, you have someone that you can constantly go to and say, hey, I'm feeling this way. Or spirit guide Monique, I forgot your nickname, help me out, tell me that tell me that I can do it. You know what I mean?
Bomb.com.
You got this, girl. We all need a little Mookie in our life.
I will like record some sayings for you, and you could just have it in your phone.
Oh my gosh, that's our soundboard.
That's so good.
Voice and you're good.
So good as a soundboard. Like, are you push the Mookie button?
Ambi needs a soundboard because she's like, oh, this is where like applause would go, and this is where whatever.
Yeah.
So we need to record you on a soundboard.
He's right
be like,
there.
you got this, girl.
Stop it.
Yeah, Sheena, you were saying you were like going to bed the other night and you heard it in your head.
Because you're like, basically you go to bed and you're like, you have all this stuff running through, these doubts and fears and whatnot, and I'm just like, I'm just hearing Mookie over here being like, why are you being so stupid? Go
Well, I'm just glad I'm able to help everyone because you guys really helped me like come into me, and all this was like a lot of reassurance and a lot of like I guess like stop doubting it and like stop fighting it, like just let it be, let it flow. Everyone's telling me like you really know what you have to do, you're just second guessing yourself, and that's why it's being so hard. So it's just a lot of like clarity and like trust and stuff. So I'm glad.
Because you're superhuman and you got this.
Yeah.
We all got this. What you mean?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest components of this whole experience here is, a lot of people come in, and I've talked to a lot of people that are thinking about coming, and like this whole worthiness issue comes up. Like, oh, am I worthy? Am I spiritual enough to be at the Mystic Manor? It's like, and I say it almost on every one of these episodes. There's no one that's ever been more worthy than you, everyone out there listening. It's like, wherever we're at in our journey, it's all so valid.
Yeah.
Like someone who's just starting to even have an awakening or hasn't even gotten there yet at all, completely asleep, is just as valid of an experience as, me doing this podcast, or, Dr. Joe Dispenza, having a workshop of thousands of people, or whoever it is, it's all on the spectrum of, the same. We're all walking each other home, and it's all
like they said, like there's no right and wrong, like there's just what's for you.
Yep.
There's no.
And the more you can do what you're doing, which is tapping into your own inner wisdom, innate wisdom, tapping into your own self-love, you can start doing those two things. You're tapping into your own intuition, realizing like, hold on, this whole thing is way more malleable than I thought it was. Ooh, my belief creates reality, so much so that I can move things with my mind.
I'm unstoppable.
You're moving.
I'm unstoppable now.
She also burst a cloud for the first time.
You did do that.
Good.
You're moving everything with your mind. Everything you've ever done started in your mind. Not one thing that's ever happened on planet Earth didn't start in someone's mind. Any creation, any invention, it all started as this intangible.
Yeah, you created us. This experience right now that we're having with you.
We've all called each other in. And
it's amazing. Like we all had our little personality like help each other through this whole
Well,
thing.
I always say we're a jigsaw puzzle putting itself back together again.
Right.
And so we all are waking up and remembering, hold on, we're all one. I'm an extension of you. You're an extension of me. We all are each other's medicine. So at times I have some great medicine that's perfect for you. At another time you could have medicine that's perfect for me. Mm-hmm. It's like there's no one who's always, in some superior role. There will be natural leaders and natural, roles that emerge, but even all of that is constantly malleable, right? In any given moment. And one of the first books that I ever read, have any of you ever read The Celestine Prophecy?
Yes, one of my favorite books.
It's so good. It's a first
I give it
spiritual
as a
centric.
gift.
It's like the first spiritual centric book I ever read in like 95 or something, 96 maybe when it came out. And it's like a fictional story based off of real stuff, I believe. And, a lot about energy work. And it talked a lot about how in the future it's going to be, remember, it's all about community and understanding when spirit is flowing through the group. And at one point in time, oh, wow, it's flowing through Ambi. She's the one with the microphone right now. She's the one we need to be listening to. Oh, now it's flowing through Monique. She's all of a sudden the wisdom keeper in this moment of interaction. And so you realize, there may be people that are holding the talking stick more than others or what have you, but everyone has a piece of the puzzle depending on what's happening, at any given moment. And so it becomes like coming back together and just exploring without a lot of ego and all of that nonsense that gets in the way. Oh, okay, cool. I'm here and I'm going to teach some and I'm going to learn some. And when you approach your evolution with that level of humility, you can really, start to experience so much magic.
And I feel you're never finished learning. Like there's so much more information, there's so much more knowledge, there's so much more growth to be done because everything's always evolving and changing, and it's just time to embrace it all, like acceptance.
The more you know, the more you realize you don't know.
Yeah.
And so...
Oh, I know somebody that says that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Brandon.
It's you right now.
That's so weird.
That's so weird. So why don't you take a moment on the microphone, little lady?
Hello, my name's Ambrosia. I go by Ambi. I am the other half of Inner Bloom podcast. My experience this week has been magical. I love the idea of like challenging belief systems. And I think that is one of the big things that this week has done for me, is challenged my belief. It's challenged myself in a way of really, I had a couple moments where I was like, oh, like, this is so cool that I'm around all these awesome people and blah, 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 blah. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I'm one of these awesome people.
Yes, exactly.
So, it was a couple of those moments where it was like, you need to realize how amazing you are, you know? So that's what I've gained here this week.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, one of the things on our journey that's going to always happen is, any of our limiting beliefs are going to be challenged.
Yeah.
And
put behind me, you can say.
Yeah.
Like for real, put behind me all the way. Especially with just Ambi. Like she did a reading for me, and I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical at first. And there was things I didn't know, and I called my family asking these things that she told me, and it was right on. I've never met her before, and like
Ambi's a medium, psychic, intuitive, channel, etc., for those of you who don't know.
She's powerful as hell and amazing.
As heaven.
As heaven, as the earth. Like you're just a bomb. And
thank you.
She really helped me like put like my beliefs behind me and like stop conditioning my mind like the way I'm supposed to and just let it be.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Whew.
Yeah, I've been doing readings this week, and we're doing channeling tonight, and I'm like so.
What was so
excited.
interesting? So normally, my dear friend Kim Boda shows up and does a whole workshop one of the days, and she had a family. There's a death in her family the night before she was supposed to come, and it's like, well, perfect, because you guys are here to like kind of co-create this week, and so it worked out. Awesome. So you guys get the benefit of their magic, you know.
We've been doing it this whole time, and woo! It's great.
So I mean, I'm so glad that didn't happen on a different week, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's like, it's like, the Mystic Manor provides, right? In ways that I can't even necessarily foresee or know. And
and to be honest, like, I mean, this week has started to open up my gifts even more. And I think even like for Amber as well. And Monique is obviously good at telekinesis. I feel like if we just allow it, we can start to hone in where we can go down a certain path. And I feel like with them not coming, it allowed us to do that.
Yep.
To like even go further.
But in the same aspect, Sheena, I'm going to even challenge that a little bit more to say that I agree with you. But people think of gifts as like, oh, I can read your mind or I can move objects with my mind. But you are the gift.
Yeah.
Like
That was
the
a big one.
gift,
Yeah.
the gift is not I can move shit with my mind, or the gift is not like I can talk to dead people. The gift is you being you, and that was like the big download for me this week is you are the gift.
Yep.
Being
Yeah.
in tune
I
with
agree
you.
with
Yes.
Yeah, once you actually take ownership and inventory of your innate divinity and power, then you realize, like, yeah, all these cool things that are happening and potentialities are incredible. And you may see them bloom in various ways all around you and through you and around you. But none of it happens without your consciousness, you know, and your consciousness is truly the root and seed of all the things. And so the more you come into, you know, alignment with the realization that anything that you see on planet Earth that is beautiful and powerful and exciting and magical and what you wished you had, by realizing it's already in you, you start unlocking it. Like,
And that was quick.
Yeah.
I mean, last night to have us be doing the telekinesis like that so soon.
And then meet magical
Right?
Chad.
Like, it was so fast.
I mean-
but I think what he showed me, because he said he's been doing this 22 years. So I think what he showed me is like, you just started.
Yep.
Right? And look what you could do.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Like, he was like, well, let me see what you do. I'm like, don't try to embarrass us now. But it was like, wow, if we're able to do that little bit, the practice that he had, like, if we just really practice it and put our all in it and really believe in ourselves, who knows what else we can do.
But I even felt like what magnified it was like us all being in the room together, being like, no, look, watch.
Yeah.
And once one of us did it, the other would be like, oh my god, I could do it too.
Yeah.
And the belief, just
Yes.
and then all of our beliefs, like literally, there's not one of us that couldn't do what the other one could do.
Yeah.
Each one of us did it.
Yeah.
And we each saw and got even more excited, and I think that just demonstrated to me like the power of belief and the power of like collective belief as well.
Yeah.
Like when you're essentially creating like a force field around you, and that's what this house is, you know, like, and I'm not surprised that like John, your friend John, started having like a channeling experience, or you know, you've told stories of like things that have happened in this house. It's literally because of that same thing, because like when you're here,
Suspending
everyone
disbelief.
has the belief
Yep.
that anything could happen, that things can happen, and if other people can do this, and so can I. And so it really is this magical, and I'm really excited because tonight we're doing Ambi's gonna channel,
Whoop, whoop.
and
yeah.
that's another like thing that got, you know, like on the fly thrown into the mix, so we're really excited. But two of my best friends from LA who are like, they're literally at this beginning point of like their spiritual journey where they're messaging me like, I just found
Surprised
this
you're gonna meet an
woman,
alien.
Abraham Hicks. They're, like nervous to talk to me about it. I'm like, yeah, Abraham Hicks.
Like,
yeah,
my
no,
favorite.
Yeah, I actually sent you this years ago, and you like never listened to it.
Right.
But so I'm really excited because they're gonna come be a part of that too.
Wow, cool.
And I'm really excited for them to just come into this house.
Yeah.
Because I know they're gonna be like, what the heck? Because they're telling me they live in LA, and they're telling me nobody around me is into this. I'm like,
What?
everyone around you is into this.
Yep,
and
you just-
are.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's
this
all-
place
go ahead.
is- I was just gonna say, like, Venice in itself is a magical place. Like,
Yeah.
I always feel so good when I come visit here.
Well, you just walk down the street now, and I'm like, oh, look at this little shop. It has sacred geometry on the door. And this is a movement of awakening that is spreading, and there are hot spots on the planet. And this is definitely one of them that's sprouting up. And this place, the Mystic Manor, is becoming like a beacon within a beacon. And so it's, I know why my name means beacon on a hill now. And this is
Sending
like
a signal.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And the more of you guys that come in here and co-create it, the signal gets stronger and stronger and stronger.
But I also think it goes back to like encouraging each other, because I think that, in a lot of society, we can see each other's competition, right? And instead of comparison and competition, it's like, oh no, I see how amazing you are, and I want you to do more.
Show me more.
Can I add to that? So I know probably 25% of you know what I'm about to say out there because I say this so much. One of the biggest takeaways I've had in the last realizations I've had in the last few years is, instead of looking at anyone that you see that you admire and thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm a little bit jealous because they look this way or they've got this talent or whatever.
They have a nice closet.
Yeah, they have a really nice closet that these guys are oohing and eyeing over. Amy's really jealous of my closet.
No, we're inspired, not jealous.
Inspired.
Wait until you see my closet, Brandon.
Okay, this is the greatest example. So instead of like, oh my God, I'll never have a closet like that, it is, oh my God, I'm in such vibrational alignment and resonance with the idea of having a magical closet that it's actually appearing in front of me in my movie. In my private show that is my life, in my private YO universe. So, that's what I encourage each of you to do. Next moment you see on Instagram or in person or whatever, something that you really want or admire in your own life, instead of thinking, gosh, competition mentality, separation mentality, think, oh, exciting, it's that much closer. I'm drawing it that much closer to me. So much so out of infinite things that could be commanding your presence and awareness in that moment, that thing is, because it's that close of a vibrational alignment.
Yeah, I like that.
Amber, real quick.
Yeah.
Amber, didn't you have in your reading last night, I don't know if you want to share, but the thing about the house, like all the people in the house, sharing the life.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I haven't heard this.
Yeah, I got a reading with Leah, and I had just asked her, what's a past life that is really prominent in this one? And, she sat there for a minute. She's like, I see you, you're after death, 900,000 AD, you're in a community and you're, very humble, and it's a spiritual community. She's like, wait, it's everybody in this house.
Oh, wow.
And it was one of the first light worker communities, and I see you guys all, communing together. And my biggest takeaway from that was, in that life, I had seen everybody's gifts, and I thought I wasn't enough because I was seeing, all these magical powers from everybody. And it really resonated with me here because I had that feeling in the beginning, like before I came, like, am I spiritual enough? Am I, is this something, like, am I going to measure up in a sense?
Yep.
And so that experience was just incredible to have, like, the fact that we are all so connected and we are all here for a reason. And we all have our own special gifts, and that's something that
each is worthy as the next. And if your gift maybe hasn't unfolded as much as Ambi's here, that's just because you're still in the process of butterflying, right?
Yeah.
So honoring that whole process, like, wherever you're at in your journey, innately and inherently, we all are from the same stock. And anyone that you're sharing space with out of 7.7 billion people on the planet, you're really closely connected to. The odds of us sitting here together, or you guys out there listening, with all the thing vying for your attention, it's like so unlikely. It's because we're such close vibrational matches. So that's the thing. It's like in loving yourself where you're at in your own process. Comparing ourselves to anyone else is such a fool's errand because
it's a waste of time.
Yeah, we're all in this our own unique trajectory and path back to becoming our infinite potential, and it's no one's no one has a special right to it. We all have a right to it. It's what we
Because
are.
it's all different.
Right.
Yeah.
And that being said, you just reminded me of a download I got a few days ago while I was here, which is, I feel like a lot of the time we come into a situation and we project all these ideas about everybody else in the around us. Like, oh, she's so, for example, she's so pretty, she's so confident, she has it all figured out, right? So then you put yourself down and you think and I don't, and you start thinking about all the things you don't have worked out. And I had this realization while I was here that was actually, just like you're saying, if we're connected here, then we probably have a lot of things in common in that regard. And the best thing that I can do, not only for myself, but also for that person, is to be confident here and love myself, because that's going to help that person love themselves too, like actually this person probably also has, you know, things that they would like to feel better about themselves. And I think we all the time are going like this, we separate so easily. And I think we all we can heal each other by healing ourselves and by believing in ourselves.
Yes.
I love that.
And it comes down to us feeling that. Like, if you feel confident, like, damn, she's confident. I wonder what's making her feel. So you feel confident too. Like, I got issues. You don't know what issues I have going on. Just because I had it well don't mean I don't have them. Like,
Spirit guide Mookie has spoken.
like, just embrace
Stop
you love about yourself, and just like really continue to say it to yourself, and you will grow. And
well, that's how you move through it, actually.
Yeah.
What you resist persists, what you accept. Like, okay, cool, I've got this part of myself that's still like uncertain and whatever, and and I'm gonna love myself there. That's like where the
It's
sweet
like tapping.
yeah
Or it's like
Like
the
when
allowing
you-
process
Yeah,
that Amanda did
that
with
was-
us,
yeah.
which was powerful, and I'm taking that with
Way
me.
more
Oh
powerful.
yeah.
Just like allowing, I'm allowing this, and then I'm allowing this. I'm
And
allowing
it'll be
this.
so
Whatever's coming to
random,
you,
but
yeah.
then makes sense at the same time. It's crazy.
Yep.
Woo! This has been a bit of a marathon episode, which is good and perfect. Does anyone, any of you have anything that you feel just inspired to share that you haven't shared already while you have the microphone that you'd like to, get off your chest? Anyone?
Everybody needs to come here.
Everybody
Needs to come
Dinner.
here. Everyone deserves this experience.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. I love the way you say it.
And you can I know like with the money and stuff, for some people it is a lot of money, but like Brandon does put them in installments if you need, and like you can manifest that. You can manifest that money into your realm to be able to come if that's what you really want to do.
And you're worth it.
Yeah.
You're worth it.
You're worth the investment, because
Yeah.
it's really like, I'm so grateful, and I can't continue to say this, to be able to begin, I guess, my journey here, especially, like, and not on my own, because I'm not alone anymore, I feel, and it feels really good to be able to have people around me I can bounce my ideas off or bounce my concerns off of, because this is the beginning of my process, and I really love it. And like I said, forever grateful, so thank you so
Yes.
much. Yeah.
And I feel like, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say my manifestation story with this, because I had no idea how I was going to come up with the funds to come here. I put in that first payment with you, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make these next two payments. And I had gotten a hit on my car just right by my tire, so it hit like the front of my car. And so I got a big insurance check, and my mom knows a mechanic that's going to fix my car for me. So I used the insurance. I'm like, here it is. Like, I get to go now, and it showed up like 3 days before I came, because I made the second payment. I'm like, I don't think I can make it. It was like a week after.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then that check came in. I'm like,
Wow.
and my car is fixed.
That is, I love that story. I have not heard this story.
But it was a test. It was like,
yeah.
can I manifest this?
And I've said this to everyone, and I always, I always, when I'm saying this to people, and I do consultation calls with people before they come, and I feel like, people are going to think it's like a sales pitch, but it's not. It's actually what I'm living and breathing in, is this idea that, like, for me, like, biting off doing this whole project, like, the cost of everything is like $750,000 to produce all these television shows, and the house, and the retreats, and the food, and the all the expenses. Venice is magical, and it's one of the most expensive places on the planet. And so this house is $30,000 a month. Yeah. It's like just the house. Forget about producing a TV show and and so
brain around that.
Yeah, and I could have looked at that and said, okay, like. I don't have that money. I don't know how I'm going to do it. So forget it. That's going to cost me $750,000. No, it's going to create. What the story I told is, no, it's actually going to create abundance for you. It doesn't cost you anything. Mm-hmm. You actually, by stepping, what is the intention of what you're doing? To expand myself, and you, and those that come, and those that listen and hear about it, and those that receive the optimistic TV show, via the airwaves when it comes out into the world. My intention is to create magic, create fun, expand myself and everyone that it ripples out, right? Okay, that's a good intention. I believe, and I'm willing to gamble and disrupt everything about my life, which was comfortable AF, to say I trust, and I'm put it all on the line, and let's do it. okay, I'm moving in. I'm taking it. I know the next couple steps. The ones beyond that, I trust it's going to come. And it's the same story on a different level, right? You and I are reflections, fractals of the same story. And so, I encourage everyone to think in those terms. Like if I had a nickel for every time someone told me like, okay, Brandon, I'm agreeing to come. And then all of a sudden some windfall of energy, money is nothing but energy, comes from a different direction because you said to the universe, I am worthy of this. I deserve to upgrade myself. I'm aligning with the intention of spreading more awakening in the world. And as a result of doing so, you're on I call it the good kind of selfish. You're on the energetic repercussion receiving end of everything that comes through this place, everything that the show is going to do. You guys have contributed to making that a possibility in the world. And so, I believe this is how we create more abundance. Finding the right time doesn't mean to go foolishly and do stupid things, but finding the right moments to stretch and trust.
And say yes.
And say yes. And what is the intention behind the stretch? And what is the energetic statement I'm making to the world and to myself? And in trusting that the universe wants to support it if it's in high alignment, like I believe this experience is. And
Well, even like the people that do work here, like Hannah's story is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And the fact that like Georgia, that they knew each other, but like from middle school and stuff. Like Hannah basically applied for the job and was like, I don't know.
I needed an assistant.
Yeah, and her lease was ending that day, and she like knew what she wanted in a job, and this like presented itself.
She called for it and it happened.
Right, and sorry, Hannah, that I'm sharing your story. Like, she needs to come on here and probably tell the story herself. But it's just, we were all just amazed, like how.
And then she talked so slow, and we're like, next.
Yeah, she's like the most. She's the most zen human that's ever existed.
I'm like, hello, we're waiting.
She's so sweet.
She's very sweet, and it was just really cool. And it's like everybody kind of had that story of how they got here, and you can see the synchronicities that happen.
It's ripples all the way down. From me all the way to everyone is on different iteration of the same story.
And it's funny you say ripples because when I was trying to meditate, that's all I kept seeing.
Oh wow!
Like
you did say that.
I kept seeing was like the ripples in the water and the waves and stuff like that. So that's amazing you said that. Because we're connected.
We're all rippling, and if you guys are interested in exploring the potentiality out of infinite potentialities coming here to the Mystic Manor as well, we still have some spots in January. So I'd love to chat with you about that and beyond January. But January is, coming up quickly, and we still have a few spots. Definitely would work something out to make that magic happen with you guys to kick off 2020 with clear vision. And you can book a slot to chat with me about it at calendly.com/talk with Brandon. And of course, that's all one word. And Calendly is spelled CALENDLY.com/talk with Brandon. Also, some of you guys, I realize I haven't really been telling people the URL of the website, which is optimistic.tv. And you can see like the trailer for the show. We're going to begin releasing in February. And we pushed it back a few times, by the way. But February is, as of now, we're releasing it in February. And then also all kinds of information on the retreat and a retreat video, a couple retreat videos actually. So you can check out optimistic.tv as well. With that being said, any of you lovely ladies have anything you want to leave the listeners
It's my birthday tomorrow.
Celebration.
We're gonna party.
Happy 3D
He made you a cake.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Good.
good one. Yes.
Good. I like to always say happy 3D incarnation anniversary.
Oh my goodness.
Because you weren't created, you just came here on that day, right?
Yeah.
That's when you descended to Earth, and we're so glad you showed up. Thank you for being here. Aw. And we're glad all of you out there listening showed up as well. I love you so much. Do you guys love them?
Bye, everybody.
Until next time, journey well, everyone.
Peace out.
And if you're feeling the call to come for a week retreat-style Mystic Manor immersion, remember to go now and book your time to speak with me directly about stepping into the optimistic vortex at calendly.com/talk with Brandon while there are still spots left. Otherwise, I look forward to co-creating magic with you at the Mystic Manor.